Hey everyone, and welcome back to the FiveOHTengo. My name is Scott, and this is your channel, once again, for all things 50, give or take a few years. If you have never been here before, first time you've stumbled across this video, thank you for checking in, and welcome. If you are returning, I appreciate the support, and welcome back. Last video was a little bit of a deeper video, a serious topic on the loss of a parent. And in this case, I spoke about my father, losing him. Also, as an opportunity, this is the FiveOHTengo with an E, right? So it's our dance, but it's also tango Spanish for how you express your age in Spanish. So with that being said, I did a little bit of Spanish flair, and I had mi maestra, Fabiola, help me to construir mi ofrenda, help me construct my altar, which was in honor of my dad. And we shared memories, about my dad and about my father-in-law, and my kids sat around and shared their stories. We shared some stories that they hadn't heard before, and it was really, really cool. I'm glad I did it, and it will be part of my story moving forward, that every year, the 1st and 2nd of November, will be Dia de los Muertos celebration. And we're going to go the same way, except this year was a learning experience. Next year, going to go a little bigger, a little bolder. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. I was super proud of it. I think it's super cool. And again, it's super important for those of us that are at this age, right? We're in our 50s. Today's video, also important to you. It's a strength training video. And we're going to talk about back and shoulders and why that's really important at this stage in our lives, and what I do when I train and how I do it. And there's a focus on now at this age, I'm 51 years old, on making sure that the exercises I do will help to the best they can prevent some of the common ailments that those of us at this stage in our lives seem to run into. And back and shoulder issues, yeah, they're pretty much top of the list. So let's talk about that, and we'll get into it. So, music selection. The vision for my FiveOHTengo channel was about connecting the things that become important to us as we hit this stage of our lives with the music that motivated us. We all have a soundtrack to our lives. There are moments in our lives that you can connect a song to. And so just like last video with my dad, it was Skid Row, I Remember You. For this one, I was like, man, I really want something that rocks, that's a banger, something, but I wanted something hip hop, because hip hop was such an important part of my growing up. My first 2 rap albums, I was in the 7th grade, 6th grade, middle school, one of the two. And it was the Fat Boys Are Back, and Run DMC's Raising Hell. And that started me down the path of a love for hip hop, especially 80s and 90s hip hop. Chef's kiss. Anyway, so I went through a bunch of different things that I wanted to do. I wanted to really pull some 80s, 90s hip hop out. I had Das Effects was kind of that's like, you had to be into hip hop culture to know about Das Effects. I was able to find one song, but it's LL Cool J, Kool Moe Dee, Third Base, like all of these great Kid and Play, like so many good ones going through my head. Black Sheep, and I'm like, oh, Heavy D and the Boys. Like, sorry, now I'm just spitting off hip hop artists, but you get my point. And I just couldn't find anything that was going to work. Anything that was like licensed that I could use. And so I was like, oh, okay, it's not quite 80s, a little more 90s, but I dropped in Naughty by Nature, see if I could maybe, OPP's in there, because that's a banger. And sure enough, found the license for Naughty by Nature, Uptown Anthem, And that is what we're going to listen to today. So hope you enjoy the workout, and I hope you enjoy the song. So shoulder and back workout. When I started lifting, which was in my teen years, I lifted for sports, basically for football and basketball. That's what I competed in. But I lifted more for how it was going to make me look, and then to have functional strength for the sport that I was doing, right? But I was still just like everybody else. I was into the show muscles, right? As I've grown older, and you know, I got into bodybuilding, the Zubaz pants and everything back in the 90s. That's when you start really getting into like back and shoulder work, trying to shape everything up. But I was always about heavy weights. That doesn't matter to me anymore as a 50-something, right? So shoulders and back, common ailments, right? We got to worry about our rotator cuffs, right? We got 50 years of doing things with our arms, movements over our heads that wear down that shoulder, that AC joint in the shoulder, or the rotator cuff. Rotator cuff tears from all of that activity. We have to worry about shoulder impingement, shoulder freezing, bursitis. All of these things are so common in our age group. And then for back, like let's be honest, like low back issues, like they really shut us down, right? So I really focus on exercises that will try to mitigate some of those low back issues. And I mean, I was one that when I was 30 years old, I had a discectomy. I had back surgery because I was having back issues, and I wasn't doing the right things when I was lifting. And so now I really focus on what can I do to minimize the risk of low back pain. That doesn't mean I never have low back pain, but I'm trying to offset it as much as I can, where it's not debilitating, where it's not shutting me down for, you know, a week, 10 days, whatever the case may be. So today we're going to do internal and external rotation for the rotator cuff joint. We're going to do lateral raises for, again, that's going to work the traps, delts, and also strengthen the shoulder joint. We're going to do dumbbell military press, not heavy, and we are also going to do shrugs. I don't do upright rows anymore because of the impact that it has on wrist, and I don't go super heavy, so I just do shrugs to help with trap development. For lower back, we're going to do hyperextensions on a medicine ball. We're going to do some seated rows, and we're also going to do pull-ups. And pull-ups is another major one, again, that is really important in my opinion. It's a body weight exercise, but as we age, things like falls, getting up out of a seated position, being able to pull and move our own body weight. So you're going to see we're going to work in some pull-ups. And again, when you do a pull-up, it requires you to engage your entire core, strengthens your spine. And kind of a side benefit is every time I do a pull-up, at least in that first set, I can hear my spine kind of unzip. It pops. So I got to think, okay, that's like going to a chiropractor, I guess. But that aside, these are the exercises we're going to focus on today. So let's get to it.
Smoke a split with a clip, put this in on mine high, you know. Who I don't know to touch the naughty, nappy, nasty nigga, the nasty, trashy, hoe, happy, pappy. That's happy to be
there it is. Naughty by Nature, Uptown Anthem. Great late 80s, early 90s hip hop artists. They did their thing, and Uptown Anthem is it's just a great vibe. So perfect for how I like to do my workouts. So that's it. That's all I've got for this video. I got a little something planned for December. I hope you enjoy. But in the meantime, you know, what do you like to listen to when you work out? When you lift, are you focused on specific body parts for the intention of getting the best out of your body for the long term? Or are you just focused on getting it in, how much weight you can lift? Or are you a cardio person? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy this type of content, please like, please subscribe, come back the next time. But I try to put a video out every month. So give it a like, give it a subscribe, and always check out FiveOHTengo. Appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next video.